Corey, the WWE Championship match between the Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude was the second half of the double main event at 1990 SummerSlam. The rivalry between the Warrior and the Ravishing One was so heated that no one knew what to expect once the two men were able to battle inside a steel cage, which at the time was the most grueling match in all of WWE.
The Ultimate Warrior dominated early on with his incredible strength. Rick Rude turned the tables and used the steel surroundings to his advantage. At one point, Rude dove from the top of the cage onto the Warrior. But after the Warrior's signature Gorilla Press Slam, the Ultimate One climbed over the cage and retained his WWE Championship. The steel cage is a massive enclosure that stands 15 feet in height. For almost 35 years, a select group of high flyers have taken their aerial assaults to greater heights. And when I say that, I mean superstars climb to the top of the steel cage, the real high-rent district, and dive off onto their opponent. And that all started with one man in October of 1983, Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
To your point earlier, Byron, we've definitely seen some unbelievable attacks be launched from the top of the steel cage. And you mentioned the most iconic, the steel cage match for the Intercontinental Championship that saw Jimmy Superfly Snuka clash against bitter rival, the magnificent Morocco.
There's no denying that Superfly set the bar. You look over the years to people like Jeff and Matt Hardy, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, and Chris Jericho. They continued to push the envelope and executed unbelievable attacks from the top of the cage. And watch Rikishi take flight off the top of the steel cage.
Wow. Something about Bray Wyatt that is even more harrowing is that whether the Eater of Worlds is leading a family or by himself, Bray Wyatt never truly walks alone. Someone or something is always lurking in the shadows.
And it's Bray Wyatt executing the reversal. I want to focus on your point on who surrounds Bray Wyatt, Michael. Monsters like Harper, Rowan, and Braun Strowman walk alongside him. Even Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton carried out Bray Wyatt's demented plans of destruction at different points. Heck, Xavier Woods has a PhD, and he almost succumbed to Wyatt's brainwashing.
Well, as time goes on, Bray Wyatt is enshrouded in further mystery. What's even more terrifying is that the man is just as dangerous to a WWE superstar's well-being, whether he walks alone or with his followers close by.
The best way to describe combatants clashing inside a steel cage is its battle of attrition. Sometimes a superstar is left with no choice but to fight fire with fire and do whatever they need to do in order to win the match. And sometimes it comes down to a superstar doing whatever they need to do in order to survive.
Byron, you touched on this earlier, but it's so important for a superstar to accept that there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide in a steel cage match. That the conflict will be resolved within the 15-foot-high steel walls that surround the ring. And that losing a cage match can mean much more than a mark in the loss column. For some, it has meant the end of their career.
It's difficult to describe the damage that can be done to a superstar who competes in a steel cage match. We see the physical harm, but we don't see the psychological.
He's got the shoulders down. 2! Pin broken up easily.
Oh, man, I don't know who to root for.
He's left wide open here.
I don't think he even realizes it. He looks dazed.
This is about to get bad.
I think things are about to get turned upside down.
I think you are correct.
Well, that'll do some serious damage.
Wow, I thought he was a goner.
Uh-oh, he's in trouble here. He's not going to go quietly.
No superstar worth his salt ever does. Oh boy, he is rolling.
To tear the features clean off your face.
Game, set, match. This one is over.
Bray Wyatt's just getting overwhelmed. This might be it.
Oh, my.
Bray Wyatt reverses it. Ring rattling.
That's using your head.
He's in a little bit of trouble now. And at this point, how much more does he have to give?
He's really starting to look fatigued here, guys. And when that happens, your whole body starts to give out on you. He's going to need to be careful here.
Here it comes, Michael.
Truth or consequences.
This one is over. That'll pretty much do it.
Wait a second. That's Cole Quinn.
So much for the cage preventing anyone from interfering.
And it's 2-on-1 yet again.
Here comes Finn Balor.
This is exactly what Kurt Angle didn't want to happen.
Too late now.
Sister Abigail on Buzz.
This time, Finn Balor can't help him.
It's over. Bray Wyatt has managed to defeat Buzz in a steel cage match where all hell broke loose.